Hey everybody, it's Funny here once again. Hope you're doing well today. We are rambling about the Morphagene by Make Noise and Sound Hack. If I sound a little concerned, it's because I am. I'm straight up nervous for this one. I sometimes in this journey for the channel, I come across stuff that I want to cover and I have received in a trade and I don't mesh with it. Or in the case of the Morphagene, I haven't been able to figure it out. And I'm worried it might make for a poor video, but then I used to always start the videos off saying that it's not journalism and it doesn't aim to be, and that's totally true, but I also don't want to make a bad video. However, I think I can probably, regardless of whatever happens in this video, share my thoughts on said Morphagene, because I need to explain it to myself, for lack of a better term. I've always been honest and transparent with y'all, and that will not change today. So, on that front, I was not able to get the samples into it that I wanted to use, and I'm sure Morphagene masters are probably going to have a heyday with me today. I uploaded 10 WAV stereo, I forget which bitrate, but whatever bitrate they asked for, and renamed them all to MG1, MG2, and so on. But it doesn't seem to want to play them, and I don't know why. I did MP3s, but it doesn't want MP3s, and they didn't work either. I converted them to WAV. They won't load either. I don't know if they're too large or the wrong sample rate or something, or you have to assign genes in them to bring them in, but my original hope was I just want to bring some aim-in breaks in. Maybe not necessarily aim-in breaks, but I just want to bring some jungle drum and bass loops into my Euro rack, slice them up on the Morphagene, and use some CV to mangle them. And unfortunately, I can't get that to happen. Not forward, not in reverse, because they don't play. And that brings me to the next piece. And that scares me. I haven't even got into doing this yet, but manufacturers will I'll put this up on the screen in post. Manufacturers will do anything but add a screen to the module. I guess this realistically, the Morphagene is almost 10 years old at this point, and maybe that's was quite an ask at that time that maybe it isn't now, but like just this I get that. And I don't envy Eurorack makers in the slightest, that just like every single person, every single user is going to have a different expectation, preference, and idea for every module, and how the heck would you design for that? And I even, like, I guess, and in retrospect, I think this is actually kind of selfish of me to assume after, but I assumed everybody wanted screens on everything, right? Like in my mind, like every module would benefit from a screen. Not every module needs a screen, but every module would benefit from one, right? Maybe like an attack decay envelope doesn't need a screen, but like it probably would still benefit from one, right? Like every module would benefit from a screen, and I really felt that way about the Nebulae. I thought the Nebulae was awesome. I'm talking, of course, about the Qubit Nebulae V2 that I had. Insanely powerful and like insanely cool. Lots of, I think one of the things that the Morphagene can't do that the Nebulae can is decouple the pitch and speed. So you can speed something up without pitching it up. You can pitch something up without speeding it up when it comes to your samples, which the Morphagene, I believe, cannot do. But like, the button combos on it were insane. If there was just like a menu with an encoder that had even a playhead in it, just like that would turn that like very clunky, very impossible to remember array of button combos into a super cool, super cool module. And not that the Nebulae isn't a super cool module, but it was just something that like you had to sit down with the manual to check out and enjoy. And I get that that's also like a workflow that people enjoy. Like people want to like see something, and I don't mean this in a negative way, because I'm totally the same way too, but like you see something, you see a cool patch in a video and you think, oh, okay, I want to sit down with the manual and figure out how to do that. How do they achieve that with that thing? But for me, especially when it comes to the samples, I guess I just like, I want it to be immediate. And with the Nebulae V2, I was never able to like come back to it with just like, because I could never remember the button combos. And that one had like probably the worst button, or the hardest to remember, deepest button combos of any module I've owned so far. Anyway, I guess the elephant in the room with this video, though, is that the IntelliGel multi-grain is a very similar module to both this and the Nebulae V2 that came out today, and I'm just kind of like looking at the Morphagene backlog, and I'm like, I really need to get to that video. So I am just hoping, and I saw some videos of people doing this with the multi-grain. Basically, I just want that original dream of the Ectocore still. I'm currently in limbo because I reordered the Ectocore, but then the supplier didn't have it in stock or something. It's been 2 weeks since I reordered it and still hasn't been sent out despite saying it was in stock. But that just kind of puts me in a place where I'm like, well, if something like the Morphagene, which I just got in a trade, or maybe this multigrain can achieve that instead, maybe I don't need the uncertainty of the Ectocore at all. However, I can't get the amines to work on this stupid Morphagene. That's really frustrating, but let's just jump into it and make our own amines, I guess, because unlike the Nebulae, I should say, forgive me for a moment, I need to patch some things in here. Unlike the Nebulae, the Morphagene does not process incoming audio, and I guess, to be fair, if I could ever remember how to get the if I could ever get that going at a time that wasn't like shooting the video or coming back to it, then I might have been using that as well. But anyway, we've got mono in, mono out, and stereo in, stereo out. I just had to patch in the malted cable for that for some reason. I don't care for that, but that's probably just something I'm doing wrong. If we turn this up here, what you're hearing right now, so it's basically like a as far as I understand it, this is trying to be like a tape machine, and I know lots of people really love that workflow and are really attached to it. I said in my wear and tear video that I don't have a lot of nostalgia for that, but maybe this workflow will make a lot of sense for people. I really dislike the OP1 if that means anything to y'all, but the reason I bring all this up is because it uses a sound on sound knob instead of a mix knob. Again, this is one of these things, and I want to just like hopefully be really clear, and that like I love some of the stuff Make Noise does. I have a Spectrophone video coming up soon. The QPAS is like one of my favorite filters. They do some amazing stuff, but sometimes with their stuff and how I like to work in Eurorack and modules, I just like really get annoyed by stuff like calling the mix knob sound on sound knob. Please, just like the esoterica really is just like when I admit I'm just being like ignorant, for lack of a better word, but like those things I don't appreciate. Like when you're into or when I'm frustrated with the files and stuff, the sort of like cute esoterica is just like really annoying to me, to be totally honest. So sound on sound is the mix. I understand we have our back and forward controls here in the front, and this would be playing forward again if the USB would work, but it doesn't work for whatever litany of reasons. These are the joys of Eurorack. Gene size down, slide size down. We're not doing anything right now, but you can record in, so let's bring our own mix in. And I might end up being clock synced just by virtue of recording it in the same way that it's going to be output, or at least I know what I'm recording in, I should say. So let's go with some hi-hats as well. We'll just mix in the dry signal completely. Yeah, this, like, I really want this to be stupidly simple. So what you can do is hit record, like a tape machine will hit record. And now if we mix this in, we got a bunch of things going on. So this is the vary speeds. So in the middle, the tape machine has essentially stopped, and there is a tape stop effect when you do that. That's actually pretty cool. If we go forward, this adjusts the speed. But again, I think the focus for this is like on the, here's reverse on the left side, just like the Nebulae was. the focus here is kind of on that tape workflow and not on clock syncing. And for me, I just want everything to clock sync. Please just clock sync. I don't know if there's an LED indicator here of the original recording speed or how I tell. So this is slide. Gene size, if we open this all the way, we'll play the whole loop. Nope, this is... There we go. So we basically are like treating it like a one shot. So there's organize, and we can splice the reel into little bits and turn it into granular. And then there's a workflow here where you clock this, basically. Let's see if I can find some cables to do that. Get some going here. Sorry. Forgive me. We got clocks coming out. We got cables everywhere. We got... If we clock the play button? No, there's a clock input. Okay, so this is again where I'm kind of like, I'm not sure if I can think of a workflow for my setup where I use this sound on sound. If you use shift now, we're going to go through these splices, I believe. But now if I clock instead the splice, we can kind of get our, no, gene size needs to be small. Speed is not very large. I don't know if this is for me, to be honest. I just like, it's one of those ones where I just see those videos of people like learning the button combos and doing the deep dives, and I'm like, that looks really cool in the context, and I'm just like, this is so not for me. Let's grab some cables and see if we can do some new things with it. All right, we are going to, on that note, consult our button combos list. And as somebody mentioned online when I was asking about this button combos list, you got to be careful if you want to bring this on stage, because there is a button combo to delete all your splices and all of your reels. Yeah, this is not for me. Let's hold shift, reel mode, and record. I understand the... I think you'll hold it for 3 seconds and all of them will go away. I hope. I don't know. Button combos. Button combos are the worst. Screens over button combos. Did I say that yet? Okay. Enter and exit reel mode by holding shift and pressing record. Oh, okay. Okay, hold record and hit shift to engage auto level. Okay, I have no idea what happened there. Hold splice, hit record. Okay. Let's clock this again. And then shift button should scan through your reels. And again, if there was just a screen, we could know what was going on, but it's a guessing game otherwise. Let's maybe not helpful here. If you clock in your reel perfectly, you can record it perfectly as well, but I won't be doing that. Let's record. Okay, I'm not in the right mode with the record. New splice. You can hit splice to splice it. I'm in some other mode. Reel mode. Delete. No. Splice and record is reel mode. So this LED's changed color. Oh, I can record now, and we'll stop. Switch over to this reel mode. we got granular, and I know there's granular on board, but how can I run loops? Reverse. Okay, so we are in sync, though, using that clock, right? Morph is like the randomness option on the R bar? Okay, so I think maybe looping is not in the cards for the Morphagene and I. Sorry, I'm breaking everything once again. Let's take our input source from elsewhere, and we will run that instead into the mixer so you can hear it. And put that over there, you can hear that too. I don't know, maybe we can sample something else in. So again, mono in, I have to take out this output. Sorry, I'm in the wrong input. Let's switch it down to mono for mono input. This sounds horrible. Let's turn piston Honda into something granular. Recording in now. Stop. Take my drums out. No, take my drums out. Alright, we sample some in. Add some splices. Shift to go through them. If I set my clock to scan through them, maybe we can have some fun there. I don't know when you add the... when you hit record, it just adds to the end of the reel, I'm assuming. Reverse. So we have gene size. Maybe we want super small genes. Although if I remember correctly, they have it like backwards, so the knob is turned up. It means smaller slices or more genes. Morph went down. Organize. Again, organize. I just don't appreciate the naming. Please just name it something sample related. At least the splicing and the other terms are sample related. Or tape deck related. I don't know, I didn't, even in saying that, I didn't appreciate the like tape workflow. I don't have any experience with it myself. I didn't like it on the OP1. That workflow just isn't how I think about things. But then, okay, this sounds cool. Mix it in that dry sound. Record. There's a button combo for clearing this, which I am not going to remember, so let's get out of that. Dry. Wet. Let's clock it again. Dry sound in. Mix that up more. This was fun on the Nebulae too. Just adding some mayhem. Piston Honda sounds good on everything, even my clueless patch here. What if we do some CV modulation as well? If we take our LFO, and run that in to, let's say, morph. Or the very speed, maybe? Let's do very speed. Okay, let's go. Here's our reel. And I know you can play this volt per octave too, so don't miss out on that if that's something you're interested in. Let's go CV into gene size. This is a tenuverter. try morph. This one doesn't have an attenuverter. I don't know why that one is different. Let's go very speed. And I think this track's full per octave too, so consider that if you want to turn your piston Honda into like this meta thing, which isn't what I'm after, but we'll do this. Slide? Organize. This is cycling through the splices, right? Right? Or is that what shift does? No, it must be organize. Just if there was a screen, we could know, what does organize do? Does it pull up the file structure? Does it show me my current setting? Does it give me any sort of context that you don't get from a purple LED? Sorry. This does sound cool though. Or if we send a different LFO from the mind phaser to the very speed, we'll go alpha territory and sine wave. You can go through 0 too, I believe. Sound on sound. Sending it positive now. Bring in my drums. I don't even know what's happening, but I'm here for it. And I guess that's probably what you're going to be after with the Morphagene, right? It's just like, I want a tape machine in my Eurorack and I want to cause some mayhem with it. But your mayhem is probably a lot more tasteful than mine and a lot less industrial. Record that in. But I think all of these recordings in are just stacking on the existing one. If I take the clock output and put it into shift. That sounds horrible. Well, so I think the play, there's no play button, but there's play CV, and you can stop and start it. I mean, this, it's no amen, but it's definitely some like percussive jank. It's certainly juggled, you know? Yeah, I don't think this is for me, but I appreciate that everyone has different tastes and people really love the sort of exploratory, sort of, I don't know, fun playground type of modules where you just can lose some hours into it. That probably is just a level of patience that I don't have. I just want to make some techno. I don't want to like... Yeah. I think that's going to be it for this video, unfortunately. I warned you it'd be a train wreck, but sometimes a video blog is just that. I want to include warts and all why things do or don't work. I'm thinking I might be trying out that multi-grain, but we'll see. I love the Octatrack-isms about it, but I'm not so sure about the granularity of it, which I... makes sense too, because like the Morphagene, the multigrain, just like the Morphagene, seems to like be focused on the looping and the sample playback sort of things, right? It's not so much about the granularity of it, like versus something say like an R bar, I think. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you get the slices working with a USB sample too, because I couldn't. So hey, I'm tafony. I'm the worst synth tuber that you're watching today. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.